All right, let's do a brief audio and visual check. How is everybody? How are you? As you can see, Baron with us tonight. Baron, how are you? How's your trading been? I
I'm
see
doing
that you're in
well.
a
Doing
long
well. How are you,
gold.
Dakota?
Dude, it's been a hell of a day. A hell of a day for sure. Very, very exhausting when it really didn't need to be. But we're here. We're watching gold. You're in a gold long. And I gotta
Yeah,
ask you, what are you looking for?
we're we're right at this 382 on the fib. We are also at the lower band of VWAP, and we're sustaining above the POC in the value area high from New York. So I'm just looking for continuation further up, potentially to 4,200 if this starts ripping up. There's a lot of orders sitting above 4190s, 4195, 4200. So I'd like us to start running back up towards there.
Okay, well, I agree with you because I need a dunce cap saying that I shorted gold, and every single time I do it, it just crushes me, man. It crushes me. And on that note, welcome everybody. Welcome to Slow Markets. As always, in the Topstep or in the YouTube chat, there's a Topstep risk disclosure in the YouTube chat. Everything that we go over tonight is for educational purposes only. It is not a signals class. It's not financial advice. It's for education. Like I said, we are here to learn and grow together. And yeah, as you can see, Baron is long gold. I have gold up and running. Trades take priority. And when we do get a brief moment to go through it, we'll go and do rapid fire, answer some questions. It is Tuesday night, Wednesday's price action, but it feels like a Friday for me, man. The way these markets have been going, and just
I feel like
busy.
it's Wednesday or Thursday already. I'm gonna add. There was a big buyer on Bookmap, so I'm gonna add and tighten my stop
And look at that!
really
Look at
quick
that!
here.
How's trading been? I see you're trading micros. How has that been for you on the micros?
I've been more consistent these past 3 weeks with some other accounts. I'm still struggling with these XFAs. I'm getting in the XFAs, and then I think I'm just trying to do too much. So need to just do what you did and just build that buffer up. Just base it, base it, base it. And then I can start using the size that I want. I want to get this to at least like a 4K buffer
Okay.
before I like start sizing up to like one mini or like two minis somewhere in there.
Yeah, I probably will start sizing up at the end of this month if everything goes okay. I've stopped looking at the balance. I've just been trading micros, and let me switch to my chart real quick. And that's basically, like you said, it's one thing I haven't been paying attention to this balance. Sometimes when I looked, I'm like, okay, I'm up 10,000, but actually it's not because I didn't add all the data in there because I always have this, blocked out. I'm actually up almost 14,000 now. I've just been trading the same system, just micros, very small size, wide stops, and damn, it's actually starting to look really good, to be honest. So another couple weeks of this, and then I think I'll be ready to start to size up. 5 micros is what I'm trading right now. I'll probably look at. Oh man, that's the tough decision, right? It is like, okay, how big of a size am I going to do it? Am I going to just double my size? It's probably going to
Because what
be
size are you trading with?
5 micros. Yep, five
Five
micros.
micros.
But sometimes I will scale into a bigger position, up to like 15 or even 20 micros on a gold trade last night. So that's the max for me. So I'm thinking maybe I could.
Well, Dakota, I can tell you how I'm personally doing it.
All right, let's hear this.
If you want to switch to my screen, this is how what I base it off of.
All right, let's
So
see.
like you pull your win rate. So you've got a 60% win rate,
Yeah,
right?
60, right on the nose. Yeah, it's 61. Let's
Yeah.
just do 60.
So if you're going with, like you're going a little bit heavier on the account, you're willing to risk a little bit more. I'd say like, I mean, 6 trades is where you would like cap your, right? So you're up 14,000. You take your 14,000 divided by 6. That's pretty heavy. Going from 5 micros up there because you would be risking Like as long as you're under that, you shouldn't really see the account go. I mean, you'd be risking 2,300 a trade. I'd say, I mean, like even if you're going up to 8, like if you do 14,000 divided by 8, that's 1,750. If you go from 5 micros to 10, like there, I doubt you blow this account.
Okay.
Just based off probabilities.
I think when I'm ready to scale up, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna jump into probably 10 micros. And then I just need to figure out at what point would I switch to minis, right? Because it's like, why am I going to be trading 10 micros at a time every single one? I just trade one mini. Besides the scaling in, scaling out part. And so there's going to be I like that. That was my first idea. It's like, oh, I'm going to double that. Well, when I started this XFA, it was $4,500 worth of drawdown. I now have, up 14,000. So it tripled. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. I've tripled this account in a way, just trading micros, the power of micros. So I'm glad that you're seeing, is it a psychological thing for you now? Or what are you seeing on your end now that you're starting to trade micros?
So for me, I've got a couple other accounts. Right, I know you stick to just Topstep. I have a couple other accounts. I've had those accounts for almost 10 days now, and I'm sitting around the same balance as you, Dakota, right at like, some of them are at like 8, some of them are at 14 total profit. My win rate's gone up, my RR is back to where I want it to be. Like my stats look like how they looked when I was going into live, but my main issue right now on XFAs is I'm not locking the account. I'm not using that lockup button. So
got it.
I'm taking too many trades in these accounts, in the XFAs at least. The other accounts, they've got like consistency rules and stuff like that. So once I have like a couple winning trades, I'm like, okay, I'm done. There's no reason to make more money on this. With the XFAs, I feel like I'm trying to rush myself back into the live account because my goal for the end of the year is to get back into that live account. So I've got like 60-ish trading days left to do that. So I think I'm just pushing a little too hard.
Okay. That makes sense because a big turning point for me when it's just, hey, I'm going to trade a prop account here on air and then be like, trading my personal versus my prop and the difference of that, and especially trading in front of everybody, I had that bad habit of not locking myself out and I started to care too much. I'm like, man, I'm caring too much about this. I have to place a trade. I need to place a trade. And it needs to be a big size to where it looks good. And then when I share it on social media, it looks good, right? Because I'm a coach and I'm a trader. I've been trading for 15 years, and I'm a professional trader. I need to make it look good and show traders what's realistic. And so I got caught down that deep rabbit hole, and it sucked. So
I got caught on the same thing in the live. They used to do like the top 5. I think Topstep they changed it, right? Where it's now it's like the live leaders or whatever.
Yes.
But it was like the top 5 live P&Ls. And I was like, my goal for every single day is to be on that board. And it's good, but it's also bad because then I'm always pushing for that. And realistically, I don't know how much other people are making. So I'm just shooting for a crazy number. And that led me to, there were some days where I was up a significant amount, 4 or 5 grand, and I would give it all back because I was just shooting for more, just trying to be on that live leaderboard.
Same for me, man. And then what switched for this account in particular is just, hey, I don't want to say I don't care, but I stopped caring. I'm like, I'm just going to trade micros. I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to just trade micros, trade these base hits, have realistic targets, and it's been doing really well. And it's the less I care, the better it has been.
The trade is a lot easier when you don't care. I know. I mean, I spent like 3 months where I was super inconsistent, where I was like, green day, red day, red day, red day, green day, red day. And it was just like flipping back and forth. And I was like, okay, I need to figure out how to get out of this. And I started seeing it like 3 or 4 weeks ago, the consistency pick back up.
Awesome.
But I went and traded a paper account. It's like, I don't care about the paper account. And I was using 10 minis the entire time. Some people might be like, oh, that's crazy. But like, 10 minis, it's a size I'm comfortable with, and it's paper at the end of the day. I was just wanted to see like, okay, I know I can make this amount, and in a week I was up like 100 grand. But it's like I don't care
Nice.
about that account because it's a paper account. So
See, and I hate to say it, but sometimes you do have to treat like your, real account or XFA mentally like a paper account, right? You just trade like you don't care, but don't trade carelessly. But
yeah.
that's hard. That's so hard to do it. Question for you in the chat is, what is a realistic like profit target for you on a trade?
Ooh. Are we talking dollar signs or like point wise?
Both, I guess. Maybe go both. I like points
I'm
because
gonna really
dollars
quick. I'm gonna
changes.
adjust my stop up here because this looks
Yeah,
like
look
good
at that.
momentum.
This market's
Um,
going, man. Great
I
trade.
want to bring it to the base of this 5 minute, but I don't want it to wick me out. So I think I'm just gonna go break even on this until this next candle forms.
There you go. Great trade. You said it as soon as
Um,
we came on. You're like, I'm looking for longs. You got in long, and you took like
yeah, right in
zero
the green room.
heat. Did you take any heat on
I
this trade?
I took a little bit. I took a little bit because I entered on this red candle, so I was down probably like 2 or 3 points there, and the ad was pretty much perfect. But yeah, point wise, if it's dollar wise, what I've been going up for on those other accounts has been 2K each day, and I've been able to do that like 8 days in a row on those so far.
Okay.
And then if I hit my DLL is also 2K, so if I hit the DLL, I'm like, okay, I can just get that back the next day. But if the DLL is too big, then I'm shooting for that. I'm shooting for to make back the DLL, and that's typically where I was going wrong. Um, so on this, and those are larger size accounts. They're like 150Ks. So they've got a
Oh,
little bit more drawdown on them. On this XFA, I should reasonably be shooting for like 1 to 2K a day till I build that buffer, and then I
okay.
can start to look for more. But in terms of gold, I'm looking for 10 to anywhere from like a 10 to 40 point trade. I think is reasonable. 40 point if the momentum's really there, then I'm shooting for 40 points. But like a 10 point trade's clean on gold. 20 point trade is clean on gold. But yeah,
I agree with you so much when it comes to just viewing it as points or ticks because the dollar amounts, right? And I've been sharing this a lot lately, and I see traders in the chat already asking about this. Is just like, Dakota, do you trade your personal account the same way you trade when you're on air on Topstep TV in an XFA or the live account here at Topstep? I'm just, yes, it is. It's like, well, why aren't you trading the same size? Well, it's the same process. It's the same exact process. I review it on slow markets. I review it when I'm on air on the day show. But let's jump into this. Let's go through, and before we get to the top of the hour, as this trade works out for you, Baron, and man, it's a beautiful one. I got a little FOMO on this, to be honest. Watching gold just rally, maybe 4,200. 4,200 is a nice target on gold. But before we get to that and go through our regular rapid fire, let's do a hashtag slow markets. So if you are new here, let me know in the chat. But in the YouTube chat, there is my Twitter handle. Just tag me in a post, whether it's a trade, whether it's just something that has to do with trading psychology. You want me to show it on air here live during slow markets, just go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that. I love seeing trader wins. I love just seeing what the community provides. Make sure it's appropriate, of course. And then when I'm not on air, you could just see updates there on Twitter. And then, of course, there's my Instagram. And what I like to do is if we have a like goal, so 600 likes, and I'll just update everybody on that options trade. I had a big options trade yesterday that I was going into the night, and I see a lot of traders in the chat ask me about that update. So I'll do two things. I'll do two things. If we get to 600 likes, I'll give you an update there, and then I will share a surprise. It's already, if you know, you already know, but I'm just gonna like share it here. It's a little bit of a surprise. Most people probably already know about this, but I got permission that I could share it. So if we get to 600 likes, I'll give you an update on that trade, and then I will give you a surprise, which I think a lot of traders here is going to be excited about. Very excited.
Dakota,
So,
while you run through your charts and your analysis, I'm gonna grab some water really quick.
Yeah, no problem. Yep. here's my charts. Let's go through that analysis while we are going through this. Don't spoil it, chat. Don't no spoilers in the chat. Definitely no spoilers in the chat. So let's get through this. I got to get this boiled down to one chart. What a day. What a freaking day it was in these markets. And it was just, man, you talk about opportunities. You talk about trading. I love trading so much. Let's take a look at the daily chart here in the NASDAQ. First and foremost, we got this nice big rejection I was looking for. We got it. It was a good looking one, right? And then we zoomed into an hourly chart, and sure enough, what happened? This support, it became resistance, right? The support became resistance. Yeah, that's how it worked. It worked out pretty well. I reviewed this last night during slow markets, and boy, did it work out. We had that massive sell-off, and that rally was insane to me, to be honest. Like, I was not expecting that rally. It came out of nowhere. But if we measure that sell-off, like, that's two.
I was in on that rally, Dakota.
You were? You were making money on the way up?
Well, okay. I took some 0DTE options. I took most of it off for 40%, and I left a runner. And the runner went 200%, and I was like, oh, should have held the whole position.
Oh man, I need to get into your options class over there, making all that money. But yeah, that's just a massive sell off. I'm like, all right, and the funny thing last night during slow markets, we were up here hovering around 25,000, and I'm like, oh man, this isn't looking too good. But I like this resistance, and just overnight we got some China-U.S. trade tension, and then I checked this before going to bed, like I stayed up for the London Open to see how he reacted, and the market just kept selling off, and then I went to bed and I slept like a baby, and then I woke up and the New York session started selling off. I'm like, I'm good. I'm just gonna go ahead and just chill for the rest of the day. And next thing I know, the market just started ripping. Just never underestimate these freaking buyers, man. And so, like I said, I'll dive more in depth if we get to that 600 that I'm referring to talk more in depth about that. But we got all the way up to these 24,900s, and we're kind of just hovering around there. This was, if you guys remember last night, a very important price for me. If you remember that last night, and we just held that as resistance, and I'm just like, oh, nice. And then a Trump tweet came out, and more tensions, and it just dumped the market right back down. I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. And
it's back to like April, March, where it's just like, watch out for the Trump tweets.
I know. I'm happy. Maybe he just goes to sleep at night, and we don't see any during slow markets, and we just have a nice trading each night. And yeah, it was a roller coaster for me. I'm like, you got to be crazy. Like, it's back to these, like, opportunities. Amazing. Opportunities are absolutely amazing. And you just got to know how to manage your risk. You got to know how to manage your risk on that. So looking at the price action right now, it's so hard. It's so hard to tell from a technical standpoint. The only thing I have right now is, this was an area of support around these 770s. We held it as support once again. It acted as resistance, and then, during that sell-off, it acted as support. That's the only thing I have right now from a technical aspect on this hourly chart. So my question is, if we break through this support, are we going to see a flush and a continuation down to those 24,500s? Or is this going to continue to hold a support, and are we going to see a retest of, maybe some of these highs? At this point, I don't know. These markets are very sensitive to headlines, and I think this could just be see and trades what we're seeing at the moment. And these higher time frames are going to be a little less important than just trading the current price action on the lower time frames and seeing the scalping side. It's a difficult market when we start to see like this. Like, man, this was just insane. It was just insane. And that was crazy, because this was a very important level. That's all I'm gonna say. And we just rally right up there, sideways, and then dumped.
I
Go
did
ahead.
just get stopped on that gold trade,
Yeah, that's what you.
but I'm fine with that stop out.
Was in
Um,
profit, right?
it was in profit, yeah. So I was about 400 and something dollars in drawdown. Now I'm 216. So
Okay.
whittle away at that a little bit. I just when and I can give my reasoning for why my stop was there. Let me switch over to my trading view charts. So
Yeah, go ahead.
here I've got uh, these three lines. It's my VWAP with standard deviation bands. You can see we came above the upper band, sold off down to that lower band, came back up to this upper band. When I see this come back up here, I want to see it punch through it with strength and just continue to trend up. You can see that last night. That's exactly what we did last night. If I go into my replay function,
Okay.
you can see it comes up to that upper band, right? And then it starts to punch through it with strength. I want to see that. Like, that's what I want to see. And since we didn't get that, I'm going to get stopped out on it, but I'm okay getting stopped out on that. Or you get something like this where it gets above it and then you just continue to trend up off of it. So
Okay.
I'm really looking to just take advantage of that like quick momentum and then see if I can ride out the trend from there. But since this came back up, we had already, failed to hold above it previously. I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk the profits if this potentially rejects here. That's kind of the thought process on why I brought the stop up there. I wanted this green candle here. I wanted this to close fully before I brought my stop up, which I did. And then this next red candle, what I want to see from this is another strong print. And we didn't get that, so it stops me out, and that's okay. I
Okay.
can always re-add into. I can get back into the position if
Yeah,
I see something.
I like the fact that you did it, especially because we have 7 minutes to the top of the hour, and we see that
That as well.
that
That as well.
increase in volatility. So I'm like, that's perfect. If you're gonna get stopped out, if you're gonna take profits, or this is gonna happen, might as well do it now until like, rather than the top of the hour where it could whipsaw us like it did that one night, where it goes straight to
Yeah.
one direction, stops us out, and then it goes to our take profit. Yeah, no, I like that. I like it. I don't really have too much on the NASDAQ. I'm going to be a little bit bearish just because of all the headline risk. And we've seen what happened in March and April. And so I'm zoomed in on the 5-minute chart. And we had that major rejection. And now we're seeing a lot of resistance up here at this 800 level. And so that was resistance on our way down. Could this be set up for a leg lower? So that's what I'm thinking going into tonight and into tomorrow. Is this could be a decent setup for a leg lower. So I am bearish the NASDAQ based off of everything that's been happening. We know overnight the Asian market's open. China.
I'm thinking Nasdaq's bearish.
Yeah. I mean, with the headline risk, we could be just sitting here, and the next thing we know, China can release tariffs or something, or port control. Who knows? And so with this tension that's going on, it's just this market's very sensitive, and we know how it is. Stair step up, elevator down. I mean, we did take the elevator up this morning during the New York session, but seeing this, it's just looking bearish to me. I could be wrong, but I would not mind. I'm going to talk myself into a short here. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to talk myself into a short. I'm just going to be patient. No. Don't place a trade. Let's see what happens at the top of the hour. And I'm going to do a quick rundown of gold while we wait. Not too much. We hit all-time highs. We had that big rejection, and we are on our way marching towards all-time highs over the past hour. We almost got there. These 4188s. We have 4,200. That's a big round number. So 5 minutes to the top of the hour. I like the idea of longs, Baron, on the 5-minute chart. That's kind of what this has been. It's just been by the dip. And so I'm curious if we, for the next little bit, we're going to maybe consolidate here for a minute and then squeeze higher.
I'd like to see it come down a little bit more for the longs. I mean, I did just get stopped out. Like, my ideal location for longs, we were talking in the green room,
68s?
Like 65s.
Okay. Yeah, I would be okay with that. I'd be okay with looking at like 66s. Yeah, that same zone.
I want the POC. I want this POC from, let me see where I have it on my TradingView chart. That's my issue. I chart everything on TradingView. And then since I'm always at my desk trading now, I'm not on the go on my phone. I have nothing charted on my top step. I
Got
just
it.
use it to execute.
Yeah.
So I have my volume profile anchored at here, right off here to here. I want this POC down at the 65s to hold. I
Okay.
don't want to see that invalidated.
At 65s.
Yeah.
That's about the level of support that I have. Like it's a zone, right? So 65s is definitely involved in that. Like that was major resistance the yesterday resistance, and that is the right level. 66s, 65, this nice zone. So yeah, if we do come down there, that could be a decent long. The only thing that I would ever be hesitant is that we're making kind of these higher lows.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing. But I mean, who shorts gold? I I say
Who
that to
short?
myself. Yeah, I short gold, and it just
I
never
did.
works.
I
Did
did
you?
see a clip. I did see a clip of Mark Cuban from like a couple of years ago, and he was talking to, I forget who he was talking to, but someone was like, "Yeah, I own a lot of gold," and he's like, "If you own gold, you're an idiot." And since then, gold's been up like 150% or something like that.
I mean, yeah, you've doubled your money basically in the last year or two. Yeah, it's interesting. So let's go through this. I'm going to do this one more time, and then we will get to some of these hashtag slow markets. So there is the Twitter for that hashtag slow markets, and there's the gram. And if we get to 600 likes, I'm going to review that big trade, and then I'm going to reveal a little bit of a little surprise. A little surprise. It's going to benefit probably everybody here in the YouTube chat, I think. It's going to be it's awesome. It's awesome. I'm not going to give no teasers. If you know, no teasers. No teasers at all while we're waiting for the top of the hour. So we have about 2 minutes. So I'm going to run through some of these hashtag slow markets, talking about good trades during slow markets. Edris, 5 days in a row, eligible for a payout. Looks like they're up 4,000 this month. Great work on that. Hashtag slow markets. I've been seeing traders do so well at this time, especially in gold. And then my favorite trading show, trading from Guyana. Oh, man. I butchered that. But like nice little setup. You don't need a big 4 monitor setup. I mean, honestly, all you need is probably a laptop. So like that one. Let's see if we have. We got this. We got this one. We've all been there. If you haven't, you lied. I was up 10,000 yesterday, made 6K today, and then I was trying to make 10K again. I started full porting and lost to XFA, plus broke my laptop.
Oh,
I've been there.
I've never broken a screen or anything, but like I have had days where I've lost a lot of money. I've gotten pretty mad. So I would go in my car. I'd just like bash my steering wheel or like my center console because I was like, it's a Lexus. Nothing's gonna break in this. I know I can I know I can like beat on it without risking breaking, because breaking a monitor or like a computer doesn't really get you anything, right?
You increase your financial loss.
Clear, yeah. Once the emotion's clear, you're gonna be like, well, that was stupid of me to do that.
Yeah.
Why did I do that?
I can tell you, I've went through a couple mice or mouse throughout the beginning of my trading career where I just throw it across the room, and guess what? I had to learn how to repair a drywall hole, and I needed a new mouse. So if you've been trading for a while, you've been through something similar. Whether you broke something, get frustrated, yell. I love boxing, so like if I take bad loss, I go hit the heavy bag. I could take my anger out on the heavy bag. So here's another one. 3 days in a row. This is a trading combine. Great work. It looks like you're almost to pass for an XFA. Great work. See, doesn't always have to be XFA showing good trading, like trading combine. Hey, good work. It takes a while. It takes a lot to pass a combine, right? It's no easy feat. If it was, everyone would be just in XFAs. Best loser wins. Just finished the book last night while shorting NASDAQ. Okay. Do we get that 600 likes yet? As we're watching gold at this open. We're almost there. 600 likes. Can you show your XFA stats? If we get to that 600 likes, I'll show what I know. I'll show my XFA stats. I gotta
My
be careful.
XFA, it's fresh, so there's nothing really to show. I just got it tonight, actually.
Okay, nice.
So nothing to show there for mine.
I'll show mine
2 trades.
when we get to 600. Here's another one. Christina, I think I said that right. Slow growing pains on the combine. Fell into revenge trader and now on my road to recovery. Well, great work. First way to get yourself out of the hole is stop digging and then base hits. You don't have to make it all up on the next trade or the next day or the next week. It could take some time. I know. I've been through.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both know. Everybody who's traded for a while knows. All right, here's gold. We're getting up to these 84, 85 level.
Might be kicking myself for bringing my stop in, but there's always another trade. There's always another opportunity.
Always
Market
another
just needs to provide
opportunity.
it.
I am going to be getting in 5 for the break. Okay. For a second there, I thought those were micros. I almost had a heart attack, or minis. I almost had a heart attack. But in 5 micros for the break.
Dakota. Dakota.
I blocked
You can
the
set
symbol.
you can set contract limits.
I
or you can,
blocked
block
the symbol. All right. I blocked
I
it.
actually need to do that since this is a fresh account. I need to set all of that up. I know you're adjusting a trade, but I'm gonna get that set up.
Okay, yeah, do that. I'll manage this trade and see if we get a push. I'll take profits at like 91. Let's see. I am not short gold, and it feels good.
So if you want to switch to my screen whenever that trade looks decent.
Yeah, go ahead, and I'll keep eyeballing this trade.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people need to use this where you just block the mini product, or like I'm blocking NASDAQ. I don't want to trade NASDAQ. And then I've set one mini limit on gold, 10 on micros, because sometimes I am able to find those trades where I'm risking like 2.5 points or so, which fits inside the risk parameters. So just go ahead and set those up. So now if I go over to my MGC and I try to, let's just do 15, right? It blocks it. So you don't have to worry about, oh, well, I accidentally traded 5 minis. Because I've personally done it. I've seen other people do it where they accidentally trade the mini product and they blow their
I've done it
account.
before. My very first trade in this XFA, and we get some traders say, Dakota, you bought the top, so you bought the top. Well, I bought the top, and now it's not the top.
You bought the breakout. You bought the breakout.
When you buy the top and it keeps going in that same direction, then there's a new top, right?
Buy high, sell higher.
Buy high, sell higher. Yeah. How many times do you short the top, and guess what? Then there's a new all-time high. So I just sold all-time highs, and then the next what? There's another all-time high. So that's no longer the top. So the top's gone. So there's taking. Whoa. There we go. No more top.
This is the trade I was looking for, Dakota.
No more.
It's all good though.
All good. Let's go. Can we see 4,200? Tying up that risk.
I think even a further target, if this pushes through 4,200 with strength, 4,220s, typically like what I've noticed when we're cracking past those all-time highs and we get past that big psych level, we'll run for like another 20, 30 points sometimes.
I think we hit 4,200 too.
This momentum looks good. You just had 432 buyers come in at 4,190. And it doesn't look like they're slowing down.
I just bought lunch right there.
There you go.
All right. And to celebrate, do we get to 600? We still have not got to 600 likes. I tell you, that's what I work for. I get paid in likes. Look, this is going. We just keep on going. Is this not good enough for you, chat? Is this not good enough for the chat? While we do that, we got to get this going. Air horns, Coach Hoop in the chat. Air horns. We're just making all-time highs right here, and I am long and strong. And you know what? We're just going.
It's steady buyers coming in, Dakota.
Right.
Like there's nothing really slowing this down.
I take my base hit and I'm done.
Yep. Oh, you're done.
I know. I still think we could easily get to 4,200, but I take my base hit and I'm done. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's the trade I was looking for, but there's always a retest. There's always another dip I can buy.
Sometimes I just get little bit of PTSD where the market breaks out, and then the next thing we know, we're uh, rejecting selling off to hit my stop loss. But that's okay. I like the 4,200 play. I got my $250. So guess what? That's just another green day. Throw it in the stack of statistics, man.
Are you on hot streaks yet, Dakota? Are you on the hot streaks board?
No, because I had that one. I started this month minus
Oh,
404.
you had a red day? I
Yeah,
didn't see that.
404. Green not found. 404. Green not found. It's so sad. So so that's okay. I
Well, you're
needed
back
that,
at
and then
one,
I could just
two.
back on the winning streak.
You're back at 10 days in a row.
Yeah, yeah.
That's solid.
Dude, it's been good trading, and we got to 600 likes. So I get to show this. I'll show the surprise first. I'll show this. So most of you probably already know, but I'm going to share this right here. Topstep shared this on Twitter. Markets are moving. Time to move with them. Use code Let's Go 25 for 25% off any size trading combine. One-time use, expires, and goes through those details. So let's go. Let's go. You probably already got the email. Just a reminder for people that didn't get the email, and just I like that. That's cool. It's a nice little pick me up. And then I gotta show this though. I gotta show this one though. Who remembers this? This was from last night. What? I'm not complaining over my run one. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. I'm complaining over my one red day, as I should. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. This was the trade last night. Here's the trade last night that was going into slow markets, risking 186,000, make 214. I was short, and when I woke up, I was a happy man, and I put my stop loss in, and I just let it run, and we got that big pump in the Nasdaq, and unfortunately, I gave back almost half, and then I ended the day 141,000 realized.
Do you ever freeze up in those big positions?
No, I used to, man.
Because I've had that where I'm in a big position and it was going my favor, right? It was going my direction. Everything looked good. And then it starts to go against you. And you're like, do I get out of this? Like, what do I do here? And I've frozen up and haven't been able to. You're sat there. It's like a deer in headlights. You can't close the position. You can't take profit. You can't.
You get nervous and you just
can't do anything.
Either gonna hit your take profit or hit your stop loss, right? Or you're gonna be to the end of the day. So that used to happen to me a lot. But the more frequent I did it, the less it just comes with anything like experience, right? Some people will freeze up over. I don't know who, but I'm sure there's traders out there where, hey, this is an XFA. It's like, oh my gosh, you're long the highs of gold, right? You just bought the high, and they might freeze up being up 250, or it's like everyone has their own, I think, psychological barriers that they slowly get over with experience. And this isn't my biggest trade. This is just one trade out of many.
As you trade with more size, you get more comfortable with it. Like I remember the first time I traded with like 2 minis, and I was like, "This is a lot." And this was back when like Nasdaq wasn't moving that much. Like the moves weren't as violent. You weren't getting, your average range wasn't 500 points or 300 points or whatever it was. It was much tighter. So. Trading with 1 mini, it was a little less risky. 1-2 minis, it was a little less risky. But I remember my first time taking like a 2 or 3 mini trade, I was like, this is a lot of size. And then I was like, I'm comfortable with 1, but going to 2 or 3, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And then, I went up to 5, and I was like, 5 is a lot. But I'd gotten comfortable with like 2 minis. And then got a little bit more comfortable. I was using 3 on average, and then I jumped up to 10, and I was like, and it's just like you have to test these things. Like, how anxious do I get when I use that size? And now if I'm using 10 on an account, like usually I've got a good buffer on it. so it makes sense to take that trade. But using 10, I'm comfortable using 10 now. But if I was to go up to
Okay.
20, I'd be like, this is a lot.
Yeah, and it's building up to it, right? Building up to it, building up to it. That's why when I'm on air and I talk about trades, sure, you could see the dollar amounts, and the dollar amounts, it gets you excited because we have that, human and that emotional connection to the dollar amounts. And then whenever I'm on here, I kind of try and show it by just hiding the P&L, and then just whenever I'm in a trade, I focus on points and ticks. And so that has helped me tremendous on getting over that psychological hurdle of just points and ticks. Okay, this is where I'd get in. This is how many ticks I'm looking for. This is points. This is my process. And the same process I have used to make, say stats like this, a couple $100 a day, is the same process I know I could do when making these bigger trades. And so
There's those 4200s. Just
I know.
hit.
Yes, I know. I'm watching it. I'm watching it. It's just going. It's going. Um, so yeah, it's that emotional hurdle that we have to get over as traders to view money as a tool and not that emotional connection. And what's the biggest trade I've ever taken? I won't talk about my biggest trade. It's up there. This is not an average.
Can you tell us how many figures, Dakota?
I've never gotten to a million yet.
Okay.
It's less than a million. But just to put this in perspective of like, I don't place trades this big every single day. The market rarely sets up this well. Maybe once every other week. There was one trade last month. It set up well. Placed a trade. There was once just yesterday it set up well. I placed a trade. So I'll probably place 2 trades like this a month on average. Maybe even 1 trade like this a month. The rest are smaller, much smaller, kind of like what you see here, right? Maybe 10 minis, 20 minis. I had a scalp gold trade the other night that you were on. That's about average for me. That's normal. Very rarely do I have good market setups on these higher time frames where I'm like, ooh, this is a good trade. Overnight we could see a big move. Like things are starting to align here. And every time I go through this, analysis like this, it's the same analysis that I'm doing here on slow markets and the same analysis I do on air. And traders don't believe me for whatever reason. Traders just don't believe me online. So I don't get it. I don't understand it. I've shared everything. I've been as transparent as I possibly can, and traders still just don't believe me. And then again,
It's funny. Like, I mean, I've found the same thing, Dakota. Like, when I first started posting, there was a comment that was like, it was like right when I got my live account. They were like, that this is clearly Photoshop. That's not an actual live account. I'm like, what do you mean, bro? Like, I'm on TopstepTV with the live account going like on air. It's like, you,
I know.
why are we just
Uh-huh.
hating over here?
Yeah. So I think I've got to the point where everyone should at least believe me now because I post like everything. I post like statements. I post this, but now it's like I posted this, right? And now I post everything. And so now I've gotten messages and people like, well, you could have done this better. You should have done this. Instead of those option contract strikes, you should have done these ones. This means that you don't know what you're doing, or you should have done that. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, right? You gotta be freaking kidding me. Where you're gonna, yeah. There's a whole lot more to it, and I think we go through this as traders. When we're trading and we're watching these markets, we make real-time decisions, right? Real-time decisions. And this isn't like a decision where we sit here and say, okay, gold's at 4,200. I have the time to sit here and go through my analysis and sit here and go through this, especially during fast markets, right? These markets are going very, very fast. So just like a quarterback in the NFL, you hike the ball. How much time does the quarterback have to make a decision? Right? How much time does the quarterback have to make the decision? Seconds. But you practice it, you practice it, you practice it. And sometimes it's how it is in these markets. When an opportunity shows itself, you might not have that same amount of time to just click the button and execute it. So many times, I don't think I'll ever be able to count how many times I've missed really good opportunities because the opportunities do not last. It's like, wow, this I want to short 4,200.
Yeah,
and we go up there
sometimes you gotta
and then
be
immediately
really
back
quick.
down.
Sometimes you gotta be really quick. Other times, you get times where it takes a while for a trade to set up, or where, you know, the bars get really thin, and you're able to, get in, have a very clearly defined risk and TP and all of that. But other times, you got to make the decision in like 10 seconds sometimes.
Yeah, it's quick. It's quick, and I'm not wasting my time worrying about it. I'm using it as kind of a demonstration of the stuff that we go through, and as traders go through, realizing that we need to practice beforehand and know what we're looking for. So when the opportunity arises, we just execute, right? So yesterday, opportunity arose. I went through. I'm like, okay, great. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I want a 1-to-1. I want to risk 186,000. Looking for a 1-to-1. This is it. Execute. Because to me, I don't want to waste time. I want to be in the market. Being in the market and being in this trade is a lot more important at that time than anything else. It's just like a trade. Do we need a market in this market, right? The difference between a market order or a limit order. If you believe you have time that the market could still hang around these 4,200s and you could get in with a limit order, that's great. But if you don't, you just get in at market to catch that move, to catch that momentum. And so there's so many different ways to trade and to manage trades and to get in and get out of these markets. You can't hesitate. A lot of times you can't hesitate. And by the time you hesitate, the move's done.
Yeah. I mean, like even tonight, like I'm sure someone looked at that gold trade I was in, and they took the same trade, but they didn't adjust the stops the same, and they didn't get stopped out on it, and they caught this rally. But for me, I'm just gonna wait for the next opportunity. I'm okay getting stopped out on that. If I'm looking back at this, we held at VWAP, so I could have re-entered at VWAP, but that's right before the 9 o'clock candle comes out. Do I want to risk that volatility of me just instantly getting hit stop loss, or do I want to, wait for additional confirmation? Like, how do I want to play it? There's a bunch of different ways to trade, and I think a lot of it is personality based. It's what am I comfortable with? What makes sense to me? There's tons of different systems, whether it's volume profiles, EMAs, ICT. There's a million different ways to trade, and there's a million different concepts. It's just what makes sense to me and what am I comfortable with taking? What risk makes sense to me? Do I want to be aggressive? Do I want to be less aggressive? There's so many different ways to do it. Do I want to add into positions? Do I want to limit order into positions? Do I want to be a range trader? Do I want to be a momentum trader? There's a bunch of different ways to trade.
So many, man. Paralysis by overanalysis. That's why I joke around with DBA concepts, right? Just keep it simple. We're like, oh, what was this trade? It's like, I was looking to short the market, and I just wanted a 1-to-1 risk reward. Give it to me. That was it? Sure. That was it. And here we are. 3-bar reversal on gold. After we tag to 4,200.
I would potentially see if this upper band of VWAP holds here, but I'd like to get in back down where this value area high is at 87s. It looks like it's going to hold. So if it comes back down there, usually that first tap of the upper band is a little sketchy using upper or lower bands, like the first tap, first retest of it. If you take that trade, you don't have the confirmation of like strong trend yet, because it could pop above this upper band and then it could just fail. But now that it's done its retest, and if it holds here and makes a new high, and then it comes back and retests it again, that's my new area to get in.
Okay. Yeah, let's take a look. Someone's saying, take a look at NASDAQ. Do I want to? Is it selling off?
There's nothing going on.
Okay.
I just checked it. There's nothing going on.
Okay, for a second, I'm like, if this is just selling off down
I'm not trading it, but I'll still watch it, and there's nothing going on compared to gold.
Awesome. I mean, that's kind of how slow markets has kind of been. Gold's been the market to trade, right? We just hit all-time highs, up $250 on micros. And that's the base hit. That's the base hit I look for. And to be honest, sometimes I'm like, if this is just me trading for a living in my personal account, right? I'm going to trade for a living. This is all I'm going to do. I'm only going to trade slow markets. $250. I'll lock myself up, and it's been what, an hour? 1 hour? So 1 hour's worth of work, $250, and then I have the next 23 hours of just free time. I just do whatever I want. And that really is trading.
You can go get a nice steak dinner.
Go eat a nice steak dinner, yeah. $250 a day is a pretty good wage for an hour. $250 an hour.
Yeah, my Jaren, he shorted gold the other day, and he made he made $2,000 in 5 seconds. I was like, what's the math on that for dollars per hour?
I know, dollars per hour, and
it was insane. It was
oh man.
Insane.
Sometimes it works like that, man. You get in it. Oh, what was it? What the heck was it? It was that news drop or whatever happened on that huge short when it shocked the markets. I can't think. Was it last week?
The tariffs?
Friday. Yeah, it was Friday.
Yeah.
Where I'm just chilling there, short 5 micros, and in a big short, and next thing we know, we're down like 100 points. Just like, wow.
Keep slushing.
Just, yeah. But then I'm like, okay, I need to get out of some of it, and then the next thing I know, we're down another 200-300 points.
Yeah, it was insane. It was like a 1,200 point day from the high to the low. It was 1,200 points.
Yeah,
insane.
I was expecting, honestly, I was expecting today to be something similar, but we got one heck of a rebound.
We did.
We've got this music going now. Let's see.
I'd like to see if this holds here. We're right at the upper band.
We're testing the all-time high again.
Yeah.
Or the previous all-time high.
Potentially take this low risk. It's just a little bit, you don't have that additional confirmation, but sometimes you sacrifice trade location for confirmation. I'm just going to wait. Just going to wait on it.
That's the sentence, man. You sacrifice trade location for confirmation, and sometimes
I'm probably going to get left behind on this based off what I'm seeing on Bookmap, but sometimes you have to be okay with it. Just have to accept it.
It didn't last long, man. That good trade location did not last long.
And that's what you were talking about earlier. Like, you have to make that decision pretty quickly.
Yeah, and yeah, could you imagine if you're trading?
This does look like a strong trend, and like this is what I'm
look at this go
on TradingView. I don't know if you're on my screen, Dakota.
Yeah, I'm on yours. I'm on yours.
This is what I'm looking at. This is tapping this upper band, and it looks like it's holding. And then I can see the orders on Bookmap. I can see everything coming in on Bookmap as well. It's very aggressive. So that could be, you could use Bookmap as your additional confirmation on that first tap. But I'm just gonna sit out, wait to see what happens.
Yeah, I mean that's a good example right there. I mean,
if it comes back,
could you imagine trying
to that upper band?
Go ahead.
I can get in. If it comes back to that upper band, now I have confirmation that we're on a strong uptrend. This is what I was talking about earlier. Where it taps that upper band. Now it's breaking these highs. I want to see this come back down. This is probably going to expand up. When it comes back down a second time, or it dips below it, that's where I can get a really nice trade location.
Yeah, that happened fast. That happened really fast. Yeah, and that's exactly the example I was saying. Is what's more important, being in the trade, or and then you don't even have the time to analyze. Like, sure, we got what, 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
It was literally 3 minutes. It sat here for. Okay, you tap it at 9:19, and then by 9:20, it's less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, so
4 minutes.
Trying to analyze options and get into a $250,000 options position and get filled in that amount of time it's
insane.
Yeah,
it's insane. I think my biggest options position has been like 20 or 25 grand. I don't know how you do that. It's $250,000. That's
You,
insane
you
to me.
you get up to it, man. You get up to it, and then maybe you just don't ever. I mean, it's got to be.
I always just look at the gains from like even like a 10K position. Like I've had such nice gains off a 10K position. Like risking
That's
that
more
much.
than enough, man. That's way more than enough. Just whatever is realistic for you. I mean, well, we seen that crypto wallet last night just sell
Oh my
tons
God.
of freaking Bitcoin, and then
Yeah,
he just bought it up throughout the New York session.
we we were talking about that in the green room. There was someone who bought $6 million worth of IWM puts, which is the Russell 2000 small caps. They bought them 6 minutes before that tweet came out. So someone close to Trump's making a lot of money. That's all I know.
Someone is very happy. I wonder if that someone will ever get.
It's just at this point, it's too blatant. It's too blatant for like
It's
how are you going to allow this to continue to happen?
I mean, if you give me that information, at least you'd hide it better, right? Like, why 6 minutes before? Maybe that's as fast
Or like,
as they
why
got
not
the info.
spread it out between multiple accounts? You know, something
Or multiple products. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. It's sketchy. And with crypto, like it's so easy to make a new wallet. Like you could spread it out between multiple accounts, but you could track it all back to, okay, where's this wallet receiving money from? Where's this wallet sending money to? Like you could track it that way. But
join the group text. Yeah, I need to sneak into that group text somehow. What phone service does he use? Verizon?
I mean, hey, Dakota, I used to work at the telecoms. I could probably find a way.
Tap us into that group chat, Baron. We got to make some money here.
I mean, they did at AT&T. There was a door that had an NSA seal on it. So, there's ways in. There's ways in.
There's ways in. Okay. I believe. I believe it.
I can search the Palantir database if I get employed again.
I'm gonna start communicating through fax. Come on, let's. I wouldn't put anything past anyone, to be honest. When money's involved, limits have no boundaries.
Yeah.
With many people.
Yeah, it's just like, how is the SEC? I guess the government's shut down, so the SEC can't get involved.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. It's like, come on, Dad. We gotta keep the government shut down for as long as possible.
Yeah, just shut it down for 2 weeks. We're gonna go on a crazy run, Dad.
Yeah.
And then you can reopen it.
We'll reopen it once we've made our bags.
Yeah.
Man, this is just what a world we live in. Just the fact that we could see a wallet like that and the Bitcoin and them open up such a huge position, and everyone just gets to see it, right? It's like everyone's just watching this real time, and then we just watch them make millions of dollars in front of us.
But now you know which is the important wallet. So if you see them open another position, you could
exactly. I was messaging Jack last night too. I was like, hey, I'm really liking my position because of this. I wonder if Trump's gonna say anything overnight, because that wallet was buying or selling the Bitcoin throughout slow markets. In the middle of slow markets, I was getting notifications, and he was like, sold another 400 Bitcoin, and I messaged Jack, and I'm like, hey, the wallet's selling again. Let's see what happens by tomorrow morning. And sure enough, it just dumped. And then today during the New York session, it was just buying it up, just bought it back up just during that entire rally. I'm like, just insider trading right there. Just follow the public wallet. Gold's holding 4,200.
Allegedly insider trading. We can't confirm.
True. There's that Topstep risk disclosure in the YouTube chat. Everything that we go over is just for educational purposes only. Yeah.
Some of it's speculative.
Some of it is very speculative. Yeah. Where can I follow this wallet? Well, for a low price.
Ask Grok. I'm sure Grok has the answer.
No, I have the wallet.
Oh, you have the wallet.
Yeah, and I'm selling links for $2.99. No, I'm joking. I can't.
$2.99. That's pretty cheap for alpha information
What?
like that, Dakota.
$299?
Yeah, for some. Oh, I thought you were saying like $2.99.
Oh no, no. Let's see. We could. All right, there. This is public info, so we could share it. There's nothing too crazy on this. Look at this. Withdraw. Closed. Close the shorts all day, all day. Just there it is. It's insane, insane.
Do you ever look at options flow, Dakota?
No, I don't. I
Do you
do
want
not.
to start looking at options flow?
No, it drive me nuts, man. It drive me nuts. Like I just told you about like the little time that sometimes I have. I'm sure there's a world where I probably could, when I have time to sit down and look and see if it's gonna help
There's
me.
There's some people where their entire option strategy is based off options flow.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't even look at charts for a lot of their options.
There's also a pretty good AI app, Dakota. You might like it. Let me get the name of it. It gives you so like if you're looking at a specific stock, it will tell you dark pool. It will give you like a general like long-term, short-term, what the net options are, what the dark pool is.
Okay. Okay.
Overall, like if there's any like Reddit threads and stuff like that. It's prospero.ai. I'll send you a.
Send me that link. Well,
I'll just send you a picture of the
quant data.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Why don't we do that?
There's that link on Discord.
Okay. I'll look at that in just a second. Here is the hashtag slow markets. Once again, we do these hashtag slow markets here. Build those XFAs and my personal in the process basis. Great work. This is a someone who's been slow markets fairly often. Love to see it. Love to see that. Prospero. Okay, I'll have to take a look at that. Prospero.
Yeah, it's interesting because it does a really good job at summarizing everything. So if you don't have too much time, you got other things going on, Dakota, busy man. You can use these AI tools to summarize some stuff for you, and it will give you general overview on like. It's not going to give you in-depth options flow like some of these tools like Unusual Whales or any of that, but it will give you like a general overview of like, okay, like I know that the net options flow is very bullish on this, or it's very bearish.
Okay, yeah, I'll take a look because I'll probably look at some of these things, and then when I fly out there to Florida, I'll have to pick your brain a lot more. I don't have.
I used to be more involved in it. I've really focused in on futures. So
okay,
the information's probably like a year and a half old for me.
Okay, yeah, well,
I've gone from crypto. Now I know nothing about crypto to options to futures, and now I don't like the information's just decayed in my brain over time.
Yeah, same with me. I went down the crypto rabbit hole. I don't have crypto. You never got back in. That's kind of is. I like to focus on what I'm doing now and focusing on my current trading. And when I'm not trading, I don't like to think about trading. I think about anything but like think about boxing, think about relax. What movie we're gonna watch?
That was such a big thing. Like coming to Florida, right? I was talking to my roommates about it. It's like I went from Dallas, where I've got like a pretty big friend group that no one was really trading in, like no one really talked. I mean, they'd bring it up here and there.
Okay.
But going from that to living with two other people who trade, it's like sometimes all we talk about is trading. I'm like, I need to get away from this. And I think that was additional, stress added on to, okay, like I don't have a live account anymore. And I just went through this big move. Like you need something outside of trading, and I see it happen to a lot of people. A lot of people get obsessed with it, and I had a one-on-one with someone, and I was like, okay, how long? He was like, yeah, I used to be in investment banking. Now I'm doing this. I was like, okay, how long are you staring at the charts? And he's like, 8 hours from like open to close, or like pre-market to close. I was like, okay. Did you play any sports in high school? He's like, yeah, I played soccer. I was
Okay.
like, did you do anything else? I was like, I used to go fishing a lot. I'm like, okay, take your one trade tomorrow, 1 or 2 trades. Once those hit, go fishing. He did that for a week and he had a full green week. And I was like, yeah,
Exactly.
you were hyper obsessed over the charts.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to find a hobby, whatever it is. And like when
That-
I was back in,
That's hard to do though sometimes.
yeah, back in March last year, I was trying to find that thing. I was like, I need something to do besides trading. And this is kind of when I started to see like consistent profits, was when I connected more from the chart. I started doing like making silver rings and bracelets, because
Okay.
it would take me like anywhere from 8 to 12 hours to like make something.
Oh.
I mean, sometimes it was quick. Like some of these things you can do in like 2 hours, but it's such a fine detail, skill that I'd be like, okay, I can't reasonably look at the charts and try to make this thing as perfect as possible. So that was my like disconnect.
That's good. I think everybody needs that. I mean, like just tonight, it's like, okay, I'm up $250. If it was just me by myself, I'd be done, and I won't look into the markets until tomorrow night during slow markets. And then the urge to sit there and watch the charts, it's very hard, because then you start obsessing, and then you find trades, and then you lose money, and then you get yourself in a bad position, and then you're like, what was I doing? But what are you going to fill the rest of your day with? That's why I was happy with just doing some contract work, filling my day up with productive activities. Boxing has been very big in my life the past year, and even more so the past few months. And when I'm not on here, I'm like, I need to go hit the gym, and I don't even think about these markets. And it's always so nice not to do that.
I am gonna try a long right here, just to get a little piece of this. Move back up. This looks like a nice retest to me. Yeah, and same thing with like Jaron. He was like, oh, I made $4,500. I'm gonna go to the gym, and then I'm gonna play 2K. So he's been playing a lot of 2K 25. But yeah, like it's hard to like find that proper level of, okay, like I need to go do this, or I need to disconnect here, or I need to find a hobby or something that I do like to interrupt it. And I've told people, like, if you're, like if you have like a family members or friends who know that you're trading, just have a phone call with them every day. Like, oh, I'm gonna call you at 11:30 every single day, every 11:30 a.m. and just like have a chat, because that's when most people are on their lunch breaks for like 9 to 5s anyway, like 11:30 or noon or whatever it is. And that can be like your disconnect, where it's like, oh, I'm just gonna talk to my friend for 30 minutes or whatever it is.
Yeah. I've really enjoyed Topstep, man. For part of that, it's that reason. Camaraderie, like Coach Jay, like, hey, when Coach Jay and we have conversations outside of when we're on air. Some of it is about trading, like how's your trading, how's this, but a lot of it's like, hey, what's going on with like the Lakers, or just regular conversation outside of trading. And so whenever
or like our Chicago trip, right? How many phone numbers who can give them our phone numbers?
Yeah, we were going for girls' phone numbers. Yeah. Like, how do we really talk very much about trading when we were all together outside of like when we were actually trading?
It was like here and there. It wasn't anything crazy though. It's not like that was the entirety of the trip.
Yeah. It was every once in a while we'll be like, bring it up, relate, maybe something's going on in the markets, talk about it. But yeah.
I think it was it your first time to Chicago?
Second.
Okay, it was my first time, so it was like,
Okay.
I just want to experience Chicago.
You never did get to flick the bean, or
no, just
whatever.
Take a picture with the bean. Take a picture with the bean. That's all.
Take the picture of the bean. Yeah, that's what it is.
That's something else.
I don't know what that. Hey, I don't know. They're kissing the balls on Wall Street.
I did do that. I did kiss the Bulls balls on Wall Street.
Yeah, yeah, I seen that. That's a popular thing.
I have a video of me on top of it too. I should send you that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You just, yeah. I never did get on it, or there was a big line when Coach Jay and I was there. Chat's going crazy now. Oh, let's see what.
Of course, there.
Of course. It's chat. It's charts after dark here. What did I start? Good thing we're near the end of this. Good thing
I know.
Clip it and ship it.
Yeah.
Undo. There's no undo. It's live. I mean,
it's gonna be all over Twitter now.
Oh well, they're gonna enjoy it. I'm glad I could provide to some of their entertainment for tonight.
This might be a failed retest here. I'm not liking this as much. I was looking for that wick. Green candle after that wick.
We are getting some selling off the steam right there. Chat. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this stream with a straight face now. Just nothing about it. Just nothing about it. Let's take a look at this NASDAQ. I'm going to just look around these markets, seeing if anything's happening. NASDAQ hanging around 800, 24,800.
Yeah, it's in a 50-point range.
Which is still a good range. For the range traders like Dobie.
With the volatility picking up, it's you can trade the overnight on NASDAQ again. For a while there, like when the volatility is down at like 16, the VIX is down at 16, somewhere in that range. I know NASDAQ has its own volatility index, but I just look at the S&P one. When that volatility's down, it's pretty hard to trade the overnight when you don't have that much volatility.
Ooh, what about Bitcoin? Do you trade Bitcoin at all? I mean, Bitcoin might be looking like a tempting short from a pure technicals. Like I don't trade Bitcoin, but if I'm just gonna say this is a pure technical trade, when it comes to this was support and that support's becoming resistance, maybe a move back down. Anybody in the chat? Who in the chat trades Bitcoin? That's why we gotta wait. There's a little bit of a delay on the stream. Thank goodness. I tried to, not anymore. Because you could trade Bitcoin here at Topstep.
I used to trade Bitcoin futures on an overseas exchange, an unregulated exchange. Yeah.
Okay.
But then when you deposit the money in your Coinbase, they like flag the transaction for your tax filing. You're like, where'd this money come from? Like, okay.
Part of why I don't like crypto is because friend got me into some NFT, and so I put a couple $1,000 on a dragon NFT, and he gave me that whole spiel, and
oh, that's funny.
I doubled my money, but then I'm like, oh, let's keep it going, right? Like, hodl at the time, and then it just went to zero. I'm like, well, at least I got a cool dragon picture out of it. And I'm like, and the crappy thing is people who scammed us, we could see the wallet, and like there's all the crypto, just all the Ethereum just sitting there in the wallet. They scammed us, and there's nothing we could do about it, but we could see the wallet.
I traded some NFTs here and there. I pretty much broke even on NFTs, but yeah, there was a time where like you could make a lot of money off some NFTs.
Yeah, it was crazy how much it was going. I'm like, wow, this is insane. And then it was just like, is there any value here? It's like, yeah, it's just worth whatever someone's gonna pay. I'm like, I'm down for that. This is a pretty cool thing. And then the rug pulled.
Yeah, but so I had one that everyone thought it. Do you know the artist Banksy?
If I seen the face, what's the name?
Just search up Banksy. They're like an anonymous artist, but
okay.
They're a pretty popular street artist.
Yes.
And
yeah.
Whoever made the project, like made it look like they had enough details in there where it was like this could potentially be a Banksy. I bought in to it at like $600, and within 24 hours it had shot up to like 7,200. And I was watching this on my phone, like I was constantly monitoring it. I saw it drop down to 16, and I was like, oh shit, didn't some new information come out? So I sold at 16, and then an hour later it's back up at 6,000. I'm like, someone just had a bunch of them, sold low, just dropped the price, the floor price, got everyone to sell theirs, and then probably bought all the other ones up. I was like, dude, that burns. I still made 1,000 out of it, but I was like, it freaked me out seeing it go from 7,000 to 1,600 in like the span of like a 30-minute time frame. Because I saw it like it was sitting at like 6,000 or 7,000 for a little bit there, and then it was just like you saw it like 5,000, 4,000, 3,000, and it just kept dropping. And I was like, fuck, I need to get out of this because it's such an illiquid market. That was the issue. It's so illiquid that you don't know if you are getting rug pulled, or if this is no longer a hot item and people are buying it anymore.
Yeah, so I'll never touch NFTs again. Long story short.
Yeah. After that, I was like, I need to focus on. That's when I started focusing more on options. I was like, I need to focus on something that's actually like, you can buy and sell it at a reasonable price, and there's no worries about devaluing that quickly.
And like this is regulated exchange. It's
you have a specific stop loss.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the same thing with prop firms too. Like I over the past 2 years, and there's a lot has happened in this prop firm industry in the past 2 years.
Like even because I started trading Topstep like March 2023. I was like, some people are like, like the activation fee sucks or whatever. I was like, when I started, there was no activation fee, but it was also a 2-phase model. So you would have to pass phase 1, pass phase 2. Second phase had a consistency rule, or there was a scaling plan. Like there's been a lot of changes where, now everything's 1-day pass, 2-day pass. I remember Topstep, it was like a 6-day or 8-day pass minimum on that 1 and 2 phase model. And then it shifted over to a 4-day pass, and that was 3-day, and that was 2-day, because the community just kept asking for more. And I don't necessarily think it's a good thing, right? Like the 1 and 2-day pass. I saw it with myself where I was just cycling accounts, just trying to pass them just to get back into funded. And it's like, I'm over leveraged, taking too many trades, right? I'm not looking for the proper trades, and all of that. So it's interesting how the industry's changed.
It has. I think it's changed for the better. The prop firm industries went through the ups and downs, right? Like I see someone say it says, like in the chat, says every man and his dog with 2 cents to spare has set up a prop firm. It felt like that for a while, right? Like, man, and it bugged the heck out of me, man, where it's just new shiny thing, and everyone, like, people flock to it, and the new shiny
or
thing,
like the promo codes or what, like there's always a sale.
And I'm just like, just stick with like what is trusted and what's been here a while. Topstep's been around since
I think
2010.
I think the consumer's smart enough to know that when it's an 80% sale, every single week for the past 2 years. It's a marketing gimmick.
But the people that are new, and then this is what bugs me, is the traders that are brand new, which is very important to this industry, that's just tuning in for the first time, discovering futures. It's been getting them, and I'm like, man, just stick with what's new. Stick with not what's new, with what's been around. Topstep's been around for forever. It's the oldest reliable. I love Topstep. I've been here. This is why I'm a partner with Topstep. I know, same with you, Baron. And Topstep has been number one, always been number one. And as this industry has changed, Topstep continues to evolve with it. And it just didn't make sense to me. Like, why would I care about trying to learn all these different new rules and hoops and deal with this and deal with that, when I know that I could just focus on my trading, learn to get better, and know that in a week from now and a month from now, whatever's good in the industry, Topstep's going to eventually have it applied. And I have a career here to where I could get from a simulated account to an XFA to eventually a live account, and then live account benefits, and then be able to use that and then trade my personal accounts from the payouts. Like that is the journey of what I want to see brand new traders in this industry go through as a stepping stone to trade the live markets, which I've seen plenty of them, which has been nice. That's been very fulfilling, is to see traders go through that process and then ultimately like, man, if it wasn't for Topstep or if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to do this. I'm like, that's what it's for. That's what it's for. And you probably wouldn't get there if you was busy, prop from hopping back and forth and never,
Yeah, I
honing
mean,
your skill.
I trade Topstep, and then I trade a couple other firms, but like I try to keep it where it's like they're very similar rules all around, and I don't have to keep track of, oh, this one has this rule, this one has that rule. It's just like they're all pretty much the same rules. I don't want to overcomplicate it and be focused on, okay, well, this one, like, you've got intraday trailing, this one you've got end of day trailing, this one it's there's a trailing drawdown consistency, stupid stuff like that.
Yeah.
I keep it where it's, if the rules aren't similar to Topstep, I don't really want to trade it too much.
I love it, man. Well, on that note, tomorrow's Wednesday. I'm going to be on air for Fast Markets, me, Jack, Andre, and Antonio R. And then I will have you back for Thursday, Baron.
Yes, sir.
Any last words to end it here?
No, I got nothing here, Dakota.
Hey, fair enough. If not, I'll see you then. Thanks, everybody, and
All right, I'll see you.
Take care. Bye.